Um, so we're going to go right into it. Our presentation is mostly going to be about the project and going from the pitch to the final product. There we go. Yep. So from pitch to product. Okay, first up, we have our trailer. Alrighty, so that was the trailer for our game. It's essentially a photography game where you look for cryptids, take pictures of them. Alright. A cryptid is essentially like a monster that is very famous on the internet. So that includes things such as El Chupacabra, Mothman, Bigfoot, all that stuff. So our team is Studio Encrypted. We was established for the game sim class. It is composed mostly of 11 people spread across 6 departments: management, art and animation, audio, level design, and programming. Since we only have 11, a lot of people were working in multiple departments. So while I am the project manager, I'm also the product owner. So I originally pitched the game. Started with inspiration from some of my favorite media, which included monster movies and games which have like a rich natural environment, such as Firewatch, the newest Legend of Zelda games. Sorry folks, we're going real fast because we've got a time limit. So the ultimate premise is that you would be going around to multiple locations across the continental United States to gather photographic evidence that these monsters and myths of American legend are in fact real. Alright, so once we decided on this pitch for our project, it was time for us to go into making physical concept pieces such as the concept art, which I'm going to turn it over to Eliava to discuss.
Hi, I'm Eliava, the art director and main texturist, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the process of how we get our models game ready. So in the beginning, we start with our concept art. We contacted 2 concept artists from one of our other classes, and we gave them some direction on how our level was going to look and how we wanted our character to look style-wise in there. And these are the concepts they created. And what's really cool is one of our artists actually made these color palettes right here, and we decided to end up using this one right here for our final game. So modeling. Our modeling goals were to keep it very low poly, with semi-realism, being that texturing would be what brought out the style of our game. And all our models were made using 3ds Max and Maya. So sculpting. So me and Camille sculpted these characters here. And so Bigfoot was created using 3ds Max and ZBrush, while Mothman was created in ZBrush only. The difference between doing it that way is that he was retopped, or he was topologized before, while I had to retop Mothman afterwards. So unwrapping and texturing. Unwrapping, for those who don't know what that is, essentially imagine.
Topology is. Nobody knows what you're talking about.
I'm not really sure how to explain that, to be honest. Basically, imagine there's a lot of squares on him, a billion squares on him, and we try to get like a lot less squares on him. So for unwrapping and texturing, the best way I can explain unwrapping is like, imagine you have an origami and you unfold it into a piece of paper so that you can draw on the paper and texture it, essentially. So texturing wise, sure, that too. So texturing wise, we knew we wanted a really visually appealing game, sort of similar to the game Firewatch. I don't know if anybody knows that game. And so in order to have that very stylized looking look, all of the textures in our game were hand painted in Substance Painter, and these are the textures based off the concepts from our concept artists. And after unwrapping and texturing is complete, I then hand the model to our animation director, Camille.
Hi, I'm Camila. As an animation director, I was in charge of supervising all the animations that our lovely animators did, and mostly did all like the main rigging. It was a tough learning curve for me, but I liked it, so it was really fun. Bigfoot was pretty straightforward. He was like my ease getting back into rigging, and Mothman, I had more creativity with him since he's an insect, like adding more joints and wings and all that stuff. So our animations, the Mothman was done by Sean, and Dylan did Bigfoot, and Claude was done by Chris over here. And they turned out really, really lovely, and I just love looking at them. I did the laptop cutscene that was shown in the trailer. That was also really fun, doing the 2D and 3D for that one. But yeah. Particles, I did the main base work of just like giving out sprites of 2D sprites and for the flies and the leaves. And then Maricela and Elliot really put them into the particle system and placed them around the map. And we really made the game really polished and finished. Our game really couldn't be complete with just particles. It had to have sound, and Sean did a lovely job of doing that.
Hello, I'm Sean. I'm the audio director, and I'm the main composer and the sound designer of Cryptids. So, the sound effects were collected by my lovely sound team and edited by me to be mixed together in Audacity, a free-to-use audio editing software. And whatever was not made in Audacity or taken from a free sound library was produced by me by merging in various instruments together. And here you can hear a demo of the first roar. And the second. Okay, those are our sound effects. All right, so like I said, I'm the main composer, but I had a lot of help from our other director over there, Chris. He did percussion. So all of these were freshly composed in LMMS, which is a free-to-use DAW, a digital audio workspace, in which you just put notes down in a piece of software, put synthesized instruments, and make a melody out of it. You can hear a demo of it right now. So you may notice that those were dynamic in sound, and that was implemented by our lovely level design team and the director, Dylan.
Hello, I'm Dylan, level design lead. So, thank you. So we started off with our basic concept maps for the levels themselves. So we have Bigfoot on the left, which I drew. I am a terrible artist. And then we have the one on the right, which is a lot better than mine. But, so we have Mothman and Bigfoot here, which this is the rough layout that we wanted for them. Mothman kept more of the same. I edited Bigfoot a little bit more on like where the lake was and the paths. But we did this, so we had the idea of what we needed for the levels, so our 3D modelers could get those started. Next page. So here's some key points from Bigfoot that we did. We have the lake area with the assistance of Elliot with her water effects that she hates because she kept having to tweak. But and then we have the cabin area, which got filled out a lot more later on. It was very empty when we first started, and then we have like some smaller campsites across the map to give some like more difference in it, so it isn't all just trees that our teachers kept complaining about, just trees everywhere. And then we have Mothman.
Never complain about trees in a forest.
You complained how empty it was. But then we have crafting levels for Mothman, which was done mostly by Connor. I came in and helped him later on, but like the main layout was set by him. So we have the factory on the bottom left there, which he filled out with a lot of items and built brick by brick, basically. Then we have the open area with the foresty and the bunkers and stuff. And then on the bottom right, you can see that the pathway is lit by lamps and some other items like the bunkers I mentioned and like empty trucks, just to fill it out some more. But yeah, the levels were fun to do. It just was a lot of getting the props placed. So a lot of small details here and there. Oh, and then lighting effects were done by Elliot and I for Mothman, though Elliot was a lot more helpful on this end since she was more knowledgeable. So she helped out with the fog and getting it actually looking good and not terrible. And then I did the lamp lighting, and then she did the post-processing. So we have that done for Mothman to make it stand out more from Bigfoot itself. All right, programming.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and try to speed this up as quick as possible, but my name is Chris Hollis. Just like I said, I am the lead programmer and I was responsible to make sure the game functioned. And I just wanna let everyone know that we couldn't have made this happen without the programming team. Had a very great team, Connor and Tyler, and and the other departments. Without you guys, we would just be just a bunch of code and a bunch of cubes and spheres. That's all we would be doing. So with the player, how it all started was just getting the camera inside a camera. So once I got the 3D model of the camera, went ahead, made a test level with the team, and we made a render texture to make sure that the camera is texturizing what it's seeing and implementing it into our 3D model. And for being able to take the photos, what I had to do was get that render texture, and now we had to go ahead and implement creating a texture 2D. So once it made that 2D texture, was given the width, the height, went ahead and it was ready to take screenshots. And then for the last one, for the player, was having those photos stored. What I needed to do was pretty much make variables on, hey, I have a private image, went ahead and went into the UI of the Unity game engine, put that inside the code itself, and now it knew where to store that photo. For the UI, I do want to go ahead and say it was just one of the most important game functions for this game. And I just want to thank Tyler for being in charge of the UI. He was working alongside all the departments. It was important to make sure that we gave good feedback, letting everyone know what the photos you took and the grade of the photo and the comments. The UI manages the transitions, so if you were to click an arrow, it's going to go ahead and change the photo, it's going to change the stars, and it's also going to change the comments, but we will get with the comments in just a bit. For the grading, I'm going to be honest with you guys, grading was a mess. I had some favorite video games when I was little, Pokemon Snap, Disney Toontown, and there was some mini games that took a photo, you got a grade. So as soon as I was starting working the grading script, I told myself, hey, they did it in 1999, so I should be able to do it in 2024. So let's get started with it. And I found out it's math, and my weakest subject is math. So went ahead and got along with some of my good old math friends and started working on how to find an object. So the first thing we did with finding an object was we had to make the game engine understand that, hey, we are looking at a certain object. Once it's looking at an object, we are visible. So I had to make booleans, I had to go ahead and, again, need to specify what object we were using. Now the distance isn't when the map came in. So what is a good photo? Is it far away? Is it too close? Now I had to go back to the formula of distance, which was, I believe it was like x to square plus, it was just a lot of math. So went ahead, we got the formula.
Let's boil it down real quick. Your high school math makes games.
I'm gonna tell you, you're never gonna use it. You will use it.
Yeah, it's exciting, and he can go on forever about it, so I'm gonna cut it off.
Yeah, sorry, we gotta get going.
All right, and then for the AI, I just want to go ahead and thank our other programmer, Connor. Did a fantastic job. Without him, there would be no monster walking around. You'd just be staring at a monster staring at you. So thanks to him, he did implement the creatures to wander around, run from the player, even attack the player, which you'll see when the gameplay. He did use visual scripting, which is awesome. If you can see in the screenshot on the right side, it's a lot that he did. And again, it was a great job. And with the team, me, Connor, and Tyler, and with the other departments, we made it happen.
All right, real quick, we have a future for the project. A lot of people want to work on it. We're going to do El Chupacabra. That's the end of the presentation.
They learned about how you have to cut things out when you don't have time or money or resources to do it. They had a whole level that they were planning on doing with the Chupacabra that they're going to continue to do afterwards. Sorry, Chris.
You heard him right? He said cosine and sine and tangent. Some of you in the audience are going, I have heard those words and I never wanted to hear them again.
Yeah, use them again.
The button on the calculator now.
So to shorten it, guys, I had to find the missing degree angle. That's what I did.
If you're a math person, it was really cool, and I was really proud of it when he was showing me how he did it on paper. But if you're not a math person, you don't care.
they did a build where they had the indicators.
And so easy to find.
Yeah, because it would do it like kind of over and over and over. So you have to kind of find a happy medium where it comes up every once in a while.
The goal is to make it interesting for the long term. That does not work when you have 9 minutes to finish this.
You have a time limit.
Yeah.
And you just be sitting on the car. In the car. There's also multiple points of interest around the map, different things to see.
Weird bagels and waves, loaded monsters.
Sandwiches that you can finally eat.
Okay. Thought they were gonna
So then, this is UI. As you can see, this is not a picture of Bigfoot. People don't like it. Had this been one of him, it would be on a scale from 1 to 5 stars. Basically, the comments would give you stuff like, what is this?
Oh, it looks like he's looking at me like he wants my money or something like that. Dad?
So now we're gonna go to the next level. Over on my maps here. We're going to get right. So going into this one, the main difference between the two is that for Mothman, you can scare it about like, I think it was 2 times? 2 times. Before then you'll be aggressive and start to come after you. Yeah, there's.
Chased me around and killed me on the last time we played it.
Yeah.
On their builds.
She said, get close to it. You went,
Get close to it, get close to it, I got close to it,
Get
and he
close
killed
to it so you
me.
can take a good picture. Studio Encrypted, the biggest tease they could possibly be.
I think what's more mysterious.
I mean, what's more cryptic than not being able to find their cryptids?
They're here, they're screaming.
They are. Granted, you have seen them in the demo.
Here's one of our extra friends. So each level had a secret cryptid. I did not show the last one to the locations, but there's this one here, which is the Flatwoods Monster. Get close. Please don't go away.
Building in the corner.
This is easy to find.
Elliot, you can't play if you're
Or
looking
it's
for stuff.
itch.io cryptids is where the game can be downloaded. Again, once you guys download it, you guys, get some amazing pictures of our cryptid monsters.
It's gone back down. Okay. So time. We are
A couple months. As soon as you can find them.
Yeah.
we found one. That's what we were looking for.
We found the one that we couldn't find.
The one that I couldn't find at all really shows.
She found Mothman every time.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll screech while you're walking.
Screeches will head over to that, otherwise, you can't see them.
Yeah, they'll show them there. But I mean, it is a game about trying to find them.